Welcome to the second episode of Growing Points. I'm your host, Schae Greenzweig. For the first time in quite a few years, it might be time to think more seriously about fungicide usage. There are three factors that make field conditions perfect for disease: a host, pathogen, and the environment. Hosts and pathogens are always readily available in our area, but this year, with the excessive rainfall, fields have reached nearly perfect conditions for diseases. According to the Iowa Department of Natural Resources, June was the fourth wettest month ever in 141 years in Iowa. After the crop is in the ground, there is little that can be done about disease aside from fungicide application. The last few years, the yield response to usage was minimal, as dry conditions in the growing season weren't conducive to disease development. According to Tristan Mueller of the Iowa Soybean Association, fungicide use will be beneficial to many producers this year. He was quoted saying, "Data from the on-farm network trials have shown that growing seasons with more rainfall are more likely to have a positive return on investment with a fungicide application than when conditions are drier." Even with the recent drop in soybean prices, application is likely to be a potential key to yield success across much of the Midwest, and is at least worth your consideration for your operation. On Monday, the United States House of Representatives passed a bonus depreciation bill that will make the American Taxpayer Relief Act of 2012 permanent. The bill addresses part of the tax code that had expired at the end of 2013. Bonus depreciation allows anyone who owns a business, such as a farm, the ability to write off up to 50% of new property purchased and placed in service in a tax year, including assets. It's restricted to new assets, so the first use has to begin with the taxpayer. The hope from an agricultural perspective is that this legislation will help farmers make long-term investments in their business in order to remain competitive in the marketplace, while also creating jobs in the agriculture industry. The bill is now waiting to be approved by the Senate. The portion of the legislation that pertains to agriculture is Section 179, which deals with expensing limitations. In January, the 179 deduction was reinstated at $25,000, but the bill that's currently being proposed suggests raising that to $250,000. This would allow farmers to include tangible, depreciable, and personal property along with new and used equipment, certain software, and building sites. This bill doesn't just affect ag, but it will also be beneficial to many small business owners. If it were to become permanent, the Tax Foundation estimates that it would support the creation of 212,000 new jobs, increase federal revenue by $23 billion each year, and grow the economy by 1%. On Tuesday, the FAO, or Food and Agriculture Organization, along with the OECD, or Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, produced a publication regarding ag outputs and demands over the next 10 years. The report discusses everything from crop prices to production of oilseeds to biofuel consumption. They stated that even though there has been a dramatic increase in major crop prices recently, they're expecting them to level out by pre-2008 pricing sometime in the next 2 years. While that might not be very comforting to producers, the FAO is saying that demand for all agricultural products is expected to remain firm. They're predicting an increase in cereal crop consumption, as it is still at the core of what most diets consist of, as well as higher intake levels of proteins, fats, and sugars, especially in areas of the world with increasing urbanization and rising income. The outlook stated that which everyone in the agricultural industry is already aware of. A growing global population will require expansion of production over the coming decade. For more commodity specifics or to read the report for yourself, go to the FAO's website at fao.org. Thanks for watching this episode of Growing Points. To stay up to date on all of our videos, make sure to like our Viafield Facebook page or subscribe to our YouTube channel below. Thank you.